Y'all must have heard by now about Goku being in Fortnite. It's literally all the internet has been talking about, and my feed is filled with Kamehameha Victory Royales. So with the addition of Goku plus the Naruto skins that came out last year, that game is so close to being one of the ultimate anime crossover games. Sadly, Deku and the gang may not be joining them because instead we're getting a completely new My Hero Academia Battle Royale instead. My Hero Ultra Rumble just had its beta and I pulled myself away from getting more dubs as Goku just to try it out. But how does it stack up to the other Battle Royales like Fortnite? Well, it's actually not that bad. You get to choose from a decent sized roster of characters from both UA and the League of Villains. I just don't know why out of all the teachers they chose Cementos, but hey, I guess it's whatever. But he does put in work with those huge rock walls at least. And that leads me into one thing that I really enjoyed about this game. Every character plays pretty similar, but they all have their gimmicks and abilities that give them a certain edge in battle. For example, Suyu's long range attack uses her tongue, which is a little nasty depending on who you ask, but what's great about it is that she can use that attack to also move around the battlefield. You can be like a slightly disgusting Spider-Man whipping her tongue around not only to attack, but also get to hard to reach areas. And then you also have Dabi, who shoots slow fireballs, with the gimmick that they can home in on enemies. So if you're like me and your aim ain't the greatest, you can still get some clean damage. The list goes on for these abilities, and it makes it so you have plenty of options depending on who you choose. In battles, you can only have one of each character on your team, so it limits having a totally overpowered team of just one character. Because a team of 3 All Mights running around and jumping you the entire match would be insane. Outside of each character's abilities, you also have items within the match that help to raise your skill levels and give you an extra boost. They drop from supply chests you can find all around the map or even from the opponents that you take down. These character tiles will be your best friend as you collect ones of your same color to increase your own 3 abilities, or collect others for stat boosts. And that can be anywhere from health regeneration, defense boosts, increase in speed, and attack boosts. I wish it were a bit easier to manage these support cards though, because in the heat of battle it gets annoying having to find time to open your inventory. And there is an auto-equip feature, but I still think that there's more that could be done to make it more streamlined. Because when that circle starts closing in, things get really hectic really fast. A main reason for the chaos is how the game treats its respawns and its healing. In battles, you'll find a ton of healing and shield potions within all the chests you open, to the point that by the end of the match, your inventory will be damn near maxed out with them. I really wish they increased the limit on how many takes up one slot, because only 2 health potions at a time ain't shit, especially when I'm out here fighting for my life and I barely have the time to think about what items I do and don't pick up. So you'll constantly have to throw out the extra potions you have to make more bag space. And that mixed in with the character cards makes it so that there's so much that will weigh down your pockets by the end of a match. But that's not even the craziest part though. So whenever you get downed, a timer will start for about 15 seconds, and if you survive that timer, you'll automatically be revived. This is something I'm not used to since I don't think I ever played a battle royale with that kind of feature. Normally in Fortnite, if you're down and your teammate isn't there to revive you or bring you back in any way, then you're just down, like there's nothing else to it. But here, if you're down, you just gotta wait a little bit. You can be back up on your feet if you just wait and hide and don't get caught by someone else for that entire 15 seconds. But I can see from all the matches I've played that it can extend the time on these matches by a crazy amount. There will be times when people don't get finished off because obviously you're more concerned about the rest of the team rather than a dude who can't defend himself. But no, in this game you can't forget about him because in 15 seconds he'll be coming back for that ass. I will admit it adds a bit of a challenge for sure. So as a tip, make sure to finish off those kills whenever you knock your opponents down. Because Dabi may be down, but he sure as hell ain't out the match just yet. And when he comes back and finds you, that ass is fucking grass. Another thing is that I do wish that the beta had more than one stage, because I'm not entirely sure how to feel about this one. Sure, the different types of terrain do make it feel a bit more like Fortnite, but you quickly realize just how small it is in comparison. Normally in Fortnite, you have a ton of options of where to land and have a good amount of time to gear yourself up with all the best stuff before the final few teams are left. But here, it felt like so many of the matches started off with half the teams dropping into the same zone. And during my time playing, I felt like some of the zones actually had more items and more stuff in them than others. For example, there's this one part of the map that really doesn't have a lot of chests going on for it, but what it does have is buildings you can destroy. As you destroy these buildings, you'll find out that there's people inside of them, and depending on whether you are a hero or a villain, you can choose to save them or threaten them, and they'll drop items that are actually really useful, like healing potions and shields that will heal up your entire team. But again, those areas still don't have a lot of chests in them, so people didn't really go to them as often. And in my experience, a lot of people would go to either the blue building in the top left, or they'd go to the mountains in the bottom right. And with everyone bunched up, there was just no time to do anything. So there was less time to plan and search before 3 whole teams are just going plus ultra with an empty inventory. I do feel like a larger city stage will work out pretty well and give each team at least a little bit more time to prep before a massive brawl breaks out. And now, last but not least, we gotta talk about the microtransactions. Now, I can't say that this is an accurate representation of the full game, but the beta has been extremely generous with the free stuff. I got so much currency just by playing and leveling up in the first 2 hours. And by that time, I was damn near able to buy everything in the store. And mind you, that was only with 1 victory royale. Oh, and shout out to the Otaku in that match, by the way, because she was an absolute goat. But what I love about the beta is how you're not pulling for characters, but instead for costumes and voice lines and emotes. There's gold items and even rainbow skins that are the most valuable. The best ones here so far are from the fantasy set, which I was able to unlock all of with no problems. And the gold items can range from being very cool to questionable, since this gold emote for Todoroki is literally him standing there menacingly. But then you have this gold skin for Mount Lady, and I gotta admit, it's pretty fire. Now, I looked online and I haven't seen much about whether you'll need to buy some of these characters in a full release, but I do imagine it will work out that way because, well, they just want to make their money back somehow, right? And that especially goes since the game is meant to be free to play, so they definitely want to make their money back somehow. I just wish that all the items I got would transfer over to the full game, but I highly doubt that. But even if they do start price gouging, I don't see it as being horrible since the characters are the only important thing here. But yeah, I know the drip is also important to most, but I'll gladly catch dubs with the ugly recolor costumes if needed. So with that being said, what is the verdict on My Hero Ultra Rumble? Honestly, it's a really fun game and I see the potential it has. I really appreciate the devs taking a step into a battle royale rather than doing yet another fighting game. It's stuff like this, Dragon Ball The Breakers, and even Shinobi Strikers that stand out as being obscure but a nice change of pace. Plus, for a free-to-play game, there's no doubt that I'd be down to get some more playtime on this and catch a few dubs in the process. But what do you think about My Hero Ultra Rumble? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I'll see you all in the next video.